This video demonstrates how to access and administer the competency questionnaires and knowledge tests. The knowledge tests are available for self-efficacy, self-regulation, and assertiveness. The tests are easy to administer and can be completed by students in 15 to 25 minutes online via a laptop or device. The tests are designed to identify growth in knowledge as an impact of instruction. We recommend that you use the knowledge test as a pre-post assessment to show gains in your students' knowledge of the competency, both as individuals and as a class. Each knowledge test contains scenarios and multiple choice questions in which students are asked to identify an appropriate response to a situation using what they have learned about the competency. There is also a written portion of the knowledge test in which students type a response to essay questions. This portion of the knowledge test will need to be teacher scored, and points are assigned using the scale provided. In order to access the competency questionnaire and knowledge test, you must create an account using a login and password. To do this, go to cccframework.org, click on the tab at the top of the page titled Student Questionnaires. Using the menu at the left, create a login. This will direct you to a form that will allow you to designate an email address and password that you will use to log in. Make sure to fill in all of the required fields. Once you have created your login, you will then be returned to the home page. Enter the username and password that you used to create your account. If at any time you forget your password, you can use a form to the left to reset it by email. Once you have logged in, you'll be taken to My Portfolio, where you can use the Add Survey button to add the knowledge test you wish to use. Once you have selected the knowledge test you would like to give to your students, you will need to assign the questionnaire a unique name, which will help you distinguish between questionnaires you distribute to your students. Once you have named the knowledge test, you will hit Submit and be returned to My Portfolio. You will notice that there are assessments that are only questionnaires. For example, the Conflict Management Questionnaire. The questionnaires are designed to be formative assessments that help the students identify areas of strength and opportunities for growth related to the competency components. The questionnaires are not designed as pre-post measures. Scroll down to the bottom of your screen and find the questionnaire and knowledge test with the title that you assigned to it, as well as the identifying code that students will enter when completing the knowledge test. The link for all of your knowledge tests will be the same, but the code will be different. Students do not need an account to access the questionnaire and knowledge test. They will need a unique student ID and the link and code to each knowledge test you have generated. When your students enter the URL, they will be prompted to enter the code as well as their student number. If your students do not have an assigned number, you can create a number for each student. Remember that if you want to view meaningful and individual results, you will need to know which students have been assigned each number. When you give the knowledge test to your students, keep in mind that the knowledge assessments are written at a 5th to 6th grade reading level and may not be appropriate for younger students. After your students have submitted their results and the questions that require human scoring have been scored, the results will be available for the students to view. By returning to your portfolio, you can also see the results for all students who took the knowledge test. If you scroll to the bottom of your screen, whole class results can be downloaded in an Excel format. To access the summary report, click the View button on the screen. Results may be viewed for individual students if each student received a different code, or for an entire class if the same code was given to the whole class. The knowledge assessments will show if your students are gaining in their knowledge of the competency, but they are not designed to show you how well your students apply what they have learned about the competency. We suggest using the pre-K through 12th grade competency sequence for design performance-based observations. Additionally, you might utilize other sources of data to show students' application of the competency, such as homework completion and classroom interactions.